sign, you'll see the red Caples sign, and then turn right on Silver Fork Road. And you will take this road 10 miles once you leave Highway 50 to get on Silver Fork Road. On the way to the trailhead, there will be several intersections along the 10 miles, but stay on the main road. Okay, I've gone the 10 miles. You can see the bridge just ahead. We don't want to go over that. There's the sign. It says Caples Creek Trailhead to the left. Okay, so we're here. We're gonna, right here is the first intersection, and it loops around. You want to go this way because when the trail gets to the dead end right here, there's a log crossing that's not obvious. You have to find it. That's the Silver Fork of the American River in the distance coming down up big ass cascade or waterfall. And then to the left is where Caples Creek is coming in. They meet right here. There's been a couple of good ass lightning strikes this year because I just passed one about 5 minutes ago, and here's another one. It still smells like a campfire, a wet campfire. Okay, and right here at this particular lightning strike, about a mile in, just past where the two rivers came together, is this post. And this is where the trail of the loop actually begins. If we go to the right through those trees, maybe 100 yards, there's a bridge that crosses Caples Creek, but we're not going that way. We're going to come down that way, so I'm not going to show you that right now. We're going to continue straight. Straight here another mile or so is there's a couple of really neat meadows. Holy shit, look at this mofo. That thing is just barely hanging on, man. Good Lord. Didn't spread to the other trees though. Must have been cold when it happened. Okay, here's the first confusing spot of the trail, especially the last couple of years, and for newcomers. You're coming down the trail. You see these trees that have been cut down and knocked over. But beyond those trees, you can see what is clearly a trail. And the meadow is straight ahead. Last year, I heard a couple people that were riding horseback through here every year. They help maintain the trail. But they were saying they were thinking about diverting the trail this way to skirt around the meadow because the horses were trampling a path through the meadow, which they've done. The last couple times I've come here, they've had this trail, the new part of the trail open, but I've never taken it because I don't know how deep it goes back into the woods. If you can even see the meadow, which is one of the best parts of this trail. And even the trail map at the trailhead has the trail going through the meadow. Plus, every time I've seen a bear in this meadow and he sees me, he goes taking off up in where the new trail is. I'd rather see a bear in the meadow where he feels he has an escape route instead of turning around some corner in thick forest, 40 feet from where he feels like maybe he's threatened. So I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to go straight ahead. And I would recommend that for anybody. See, you can see where they cut the logs. That's where the trail was originally routed through. And you can just barely see the footpath as it goes through the meadow. It's pretty much where it's wet because it's all been beat down, where that's the lowest part of the terrain. But just follow that and you'll be golden. Just keep going straight down the middle, all the way across. Okay, we've crossed the main meadow, and here we come to the swamp. At first you think you want to go to the left because it's dry right there, but when you go through that cut tree just ahead, there's another swamp. And if you go to the left there, there's some low-hanging branches, so you have to like really crouch down not to get your feet wet. Plus I see there's another big tree that has fallen this year from a lightning strike. The best way, because when you start to go uphill, I don't know if you can see it on camera because it's kind of small, but you can see there's another log that's cut. That's where the trail goes up. The best way is to go this way and just go through the forest up there where it's higher ground and dry. You have to climb over a couple logs and just work your way back to the trail over here. That's the easiest way. Okay, so I made my way around it. There's that big ass tree that fell this year from that lightning strike. Look, that thing is burnt to a crisp. Anyway, it's big too. That log right there, if I stood next to it, it's taller than me, just the log. So those branches right there probably go 7 feet in the air. Anyway, we're continuing this way. And here's the main trail. There's a couple logs that fell over there also, but you can see it's obviously the trail. That ridge in the distance, I don't know if you can see it on camera. Certainly not on the phone. If you were on your TV, you could probably see it. But there's a lot of snow on that side of that mountain over there, which is where the switchbacks are. So I'm probably going to run into some snow on the way up because that's the highest point of the trail. Okay, after going through the meadow and finding the trail again, I've been going for about an hour just because I stopped a few times. You'll come to the post. You want to go right here. I don't know. The left goes up on that ridge somewhere. Look at all that lightning strike. They must have had a hell of lightning come through here this last winter because there's a bunch of burned section right there too that they cut through. Anyway, I don't know if you can read that post, but it says 1/2 mile to Government Meadow to the right. Okay, about 60 seconds later, that's the thing about going on this damn trail, or these wilderness trails. They're different every year because all kind of shit happens in the winter, so I'm gonna have to get around that. Okay, so we're passing Government Meadow. It's off to the left. Okay, so just past Government Meadow, you come to this area where backpackers, they camp here a lot. There's a few fire pits. You don't need a permit to backpack and camp overnight on this trail. So, but as you can see, trail dead ends into the river down here. The river is actually kind of low right now for this time of year because you see that grassy island in the middle. I've been here before where that's underwater. Still too high to cross though. But the first couple times I did this trail, I couldn't figure out how to get across. Finally, you can't see it from here. I'll show you when I get there, but downstream about 100 yards, I'm going to work my way around through there and go downstream. There's a log that goes across, and then you can come back down up the river and pick up the trail right there, and you climb up that mountain. Okay, about 5 minutes of bushwhacking from the last spot. Downstream, I've come to the log. There's a couple logs on the way down, but they're smaller and they don't really go all the way across, and they're not stable. This one's been here for years, and it's wide. Feel the log kind of shaking as I walk across, but it's all good. Walk away from the bank a little bit to the left, kind of where you left the trail, and you'll run into it. Okay, well, you can see the log right through those dead trees right there. I've just come off the log, went to the left a little bit, and about 50 yards, here's the trail. Okay, about 10 minutes after crossing the log and finding the trail again, you'll start a very gradual climb and you'll come to this lake. It's a lake now. If you come later in the early summer or late in the summer, it may not be a lake because the water evaporates or soaks in and the grass starts to grow and it looks like a meadow. It'll either be green early in summer or late, it'll be brown and all the grass will be laid down. But we're gonna start going around this lake and about just over there down the bank, the trail will peel off to the left and it'll start climbing to the switchbacks. Climbing up the switchbacks now, but this damn tree fell. There's a little bit of snow, but as I get higher, sometimes the snow covers the whole trail and you can't walk across it, because if you slip, that's where you go. Well, it's been pretty slow going. A lot of snow up here now. You have to kick in every damn step. I finally got past by the youngins. We're almost to the top though. Well, after the kids passed me, one more switchback and we were at the top, and then we sat there and had a snack and started talking. I forgot to take video if we got to the top, but anyway, it's straightforward coming down. Once you find your way to the summit, just go over and follow the trail all the way down back to the bridge. This log jam looks different every year. It's always here, but it changes. That one log out up in the air wasn't here last year. A lot of good fishing in that pile of logs though, because I've seen fly fishermen in here quite a few times. And here's the bridge I told you about earlier when we first started. So right across the bridge is that first trail junction where the post was, where we continued straight earlier. As soon as when we get there, turn left and it's 1 mile back. Okay, well, if you're crazy and want to loop around again, just go that way like you did earlier, or turn left and go back to the car. 1 mile and we'll be done. Well, that concludes this instructional video for the Caples Creek Loop Trail. I'm back to trailhead.